Hello students, welcome to today's class. Today we discuss the topic spherical mirror. Spherical mirror is a part of hollow glass sphere. There are two types of spherical mirrors. They are concave mirror and convex mirror. The two types of spherical mirrors are concave mirror and convex mirror. These are the two types of spherical mirror, concave mirror and convex mirror. So you know the shape of concave mirror and convex mirror. The surface which is bulged in is called concave surface, and the surface which is bulged out is called convex surface. The surface which is bulged in is called concave surface, and the surface which is bulged out is called convex surface. In the case of this spoon, this surface is bulged out, so this surface is the convex surface. This surface is the convex surface, and this surface is bulged in, so this surface is the concave surface. This is concave surface, and this is a convex. This is convex surface, and this is a concave surface. So in the case of this mirror also, concave mirror, in the case of concave mirror, the reflecting surface is concave, and in the case of convex mirror, the reflecting surface is convex. How do we make a concave mirror and a convex mirror? Concave mirror and convex mirror are made from a hollow glass sphere. Concave mirror and convex mirror are made from a hollow glass sphere. So this is the shape of a sphere. This is the shape of a sphere. But this is not made up of glass. Suppose that this is a glass sphere, hollow glass sphere. So we cut a certain portion. We cut a certain portion. Cutting a certain portion of the cut a certain portion. That is, we cut a certain portion of the hollow glass sphere, and if we draw the diagram, how will it look? So this is the diagram of a sphere. We cut a certain portion of the glass sphere. Suppose this portion is cut, this portion is cut, or this portion is cut, and we silvering this surface is silvered. The convex surface is silvered. Convex surface is silvered, and concave surface is convex surface is silvered, and concave surface is polished. So we get a concave mirror. We get concave mirror. How a concave mirror is made? A hollow glass sphere is cut. A certain portion of the hollow glass sphere is cut, and silvering the convex surface and polishing the concave surface. So here this concave surface is the reflecting surface. So we get a concave mirror. And how do we make a convex mirror? We cut a certain portion of the hollow glass sphere. Hollow means from inside it is empty. So we cut a certain portion of the hollow glass sphere and we silver the concave surface, silvering the concave surface and polishing the convex surface. So here we get a convex mirror. So this way we make a concave mirror and a convex mirror. So these are the two types of spherical mirrors, concave mirror and convex mirror. In case of concave mirror, convex surface is silver and the concave surface is polished. And this concave surface is the reflecting surface. Now we see some of the terms related with a spherical mirror. Center of curvature. So this sphere has a center. This sphere has a center. So this center is called center of curvature. So center of curvature is the center of the sphere. Center of curvature is the center of the sphere of which this mirror was a part. So before removing this portion from this glass sphere, this was a part of this sphere. So if we keep this portion again here, then again this portion will be a part of the sphere. And this sphere has got a center. That is the center of curvature. So center of curvature is the center of the sphere. Center of the sphere of which this mirror has a part. That is called center of curvature. The next term is radius of curvature. Radius of curvature. The radius of this sphere has a radius. So this radius of the sphere. The radius of the sphere of which this mirror was a part is called radius of curvature. The radius of curvature is the radius of the sphere of which the mirror was a part. The next is pole. Pole is the, so this is the radius of curvature and pole is the geometrical center, this point. Pole is the geometrical center of the mirror. Pole is the geometrical center of the mirror. Then principal axis. Principal axis is a straight line. It is a straight line passing through the pole and the center of curvature. A straight line passing through the pole and center of curvature. So that is called the principal axis. Principal axis is a straight line passing through the pole and center of curvature. The next topic is focus and focal length. First we see the case of focus and focal length of concave mirror. So this is a concave mirror and this is the pole and this is the principal axis. This is the principal axis. So this line is called the principal axis. So we draw incident rays parallel to the principal axis. Incident rays coming parallel to the principal axis. Then these incident rays will be reflected by obeying the laws of reflection of light, such that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So this is the reflected ray for this incident ray. Then so this is the reflected ray for this incident ray. So here you can see that these reflected rays meet at a point on the principal axis. This point is called the principal focus of concave mirror. See what is principal focus of concave mirror? So these are the incident rays, and these incident rays are coming parallel to the principal axis. Incident rays come parallel to the principal axis, and what will happen? They are reflected. So and these reflected rays meet at a point. Reflected rays meet at a point on the principal axis, and this point is called the principal focus of concave mirror. And what is focal length? The distance between pole and focus. Distance between pole and focus along the principal axis is called the focal length. So this is a case of concave mirror. Now we see the case of convex mirror. So in the case of convex mirror, concave surface is silver and the convex surface is polished. Then this is a pole, and suppose this is a central curvature, and this is a straight line passing through pole and central curvature. So this line is called the principal axis. Principal axis is a straight line passing through pole and focus, pole and central curvature. Principal axis is a straight line passing through pole and central curvature. Now incident rays are coming parallel to the principal axis. So this is an incident ray coming parallel to the principal axis, and this is another incident ray coming parallel to the principal axis. Then they will be reflected. So this is a reflected ray. This is a reflected ray for this incident ray. Now for this incident ray, this is a reflected ray. So for this incident ray, this is a reflected ray. For this incident ray, this is the reflected ray. And these reflected rays are producing backward. They appear to meet at a point. That point is called the principal focus of convex mirror. And this is the diagram. So you see two incident rays coming parallel to the principal axis, reflected by obeying the laws of reflection, and these reflected rays are producing backward. They appear to meet at a point. That point is called the principal focus of convex mirror. And the distance between principal focus and pole along the principal axis, that will be the focal length of convex mirror. Now focal plane. So focal plane is a vertical plane passing through the focus. A vertical plane. A plane passing through the focus normal to the principal axis. That is called the focal plane. Now we see how to locate the image formed by a concave mirror and a convex mirror. How to locate the image formed by a concave mirror and a convex mirror. In order to locate the image formed by a concave mirror and convex mirror, we consider certain rays. So first one, a ray of light passing through the center of curvature. So first one, a ray of light passing through the center of curvature of a concave mirror. So this is a concave mirror, and this line is the principal axis, and this point is the center of curvature, and an incident ray is coming through the center of curvature. The incident ray comes through the center of curvature. If the incident ray comes through the center of curvature, the reflected ray will also go back through the center of curvature, because the ray of light which comes through the center of curvature, that ray is coming normally. So in that case, angle of incidence is equal to 0, angle of reflection is also equal to 0. So when a ray of light comes through the center of curvature, the reflected ray also will go back in the same path. So this is the first case. About the case of convex mirror. This is a convex mirror, and this is the principal axis. This is pole, and this is the center of curvature. And suppose that incident ray appear to go through the center of curvature. So this is the incident ray. So this incident ray appear to go through the center of curvature of convex mirror. Then this ray of light will be reflected back in the same path. So this is the case of convex mirror. Now we see the next ray. The concave mirror. Then this line will be the principal axis. Then the incident ray comes parallel. The incident ray is coming parallel. If the incident ray comes parallel, then the reflected ray will go through the focus. So you can see concave mirror, and the incident ray comes parallel to the principal axis. In this case, what is happening? The reflected ray goes through the focus, principal focus of concave mirror. Now we take the case of convex mirror. So this is convex mirror. Then this is the principal axis. This is the principal axis, and this is the incident ray is coming parallel to the incident ray is coming parallel to the principal axis. Then it is reflected, and this reflected ray will appear to go through the focus. In the case of convex mirror, if the incident ray, if the incident ray comes parallel to the principal axis, it is reflected, and the reflected ray on producing backward, that ray appears to go through the focus. Now the next case of that is a concave mirror. So this is concave mirror, and this is the principal axis. This is the principal axis, and suppose that this is the focus, and the incident ray comes through the focus. Incident ray comes through the focus. Incident ray is coming through the focus. Then the reflected ray will go parallel to the principal axis. The reflected ray goes parallel to the principal axis. So this is a case of concave mirror. And a case of convex mirror. So this one, this is the principal axis. Now this incident ray appear to go through the focus. This is the incident ray which appears to go through the focus. After reflection, it will become parallel to the principal axis. So this is the case of convex mirror. Now the case of concave mirror. So this is the concave mirror and this is the principal axis, and the incident ray is striking at the pole by making a certain angle. Then this is reflected such that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. In case of convex mirror also, the incident ray strike at the pole by making a certain angle, and this is also reflected such that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So these are the rays which we use. For constructing and locating the image formed by concave mirror and convex mirror. Now we draw ray diagrams to locate the image formed by a concave mirror when the objects are kept at different positions. So first we see the case of a concave mirror. First of all, we draw a concave mirror. So this is a concave mirror. Then we draw the principal axis. Drawing the principal axis. So this is the principal axis. This is the pole. Now we mark the focus and the central curvature. This is focus. The distance from pole to focus and focus to central curvature are equal. You have to draw with the correct measurement. Suppose the distance from P to F is 6 cm, then from F to C also will be equal to 6 cm. Without the correct measurement, if you draw the diagram, then that will be wrong. The distance from P to F is 6 cm, then distance from F to C also will be 6 cm. Without any measurement, if you roughly draw the diagram, that will come wrong. Now suppose that the object is kept beyond the central curvature. Object is kept beyond the central curvature. Then how do we locate the image? So this is an object which is kept beyond the central curvature. I will name for this object as AB. Now from point A, I draw an incident ray parallel to the principal axis. From point A, I draw an incident ray parallel to the principal axis. If the incident ray comes parallel to the principal axis, then how the reflected ray will pass? The reflected ray will pass through the focus. So the reflected ray will go through the focus. So this is the reflected ray that is going through the focus. And from the same point A, I draw another incident ray which is going through the center of curvature. Which is going through the center of curvature. If the incident ray comes through the central curvature, that will be reflected back in the same path. So this is one reflected ray, this is another reflected ray. Both the reflected rays meet at this point between F and C. Both the reflected rays meet between F and C. So here the image is formed. So a real image is formed. Why a real image is formed? Because the reflected rays actually intersect. Reflected rays actually intersect. So a real image is formed. A real image. And what type of image is formed? Inverted image. Real inverted. And what about the size of the image? Size of the image is smaller than the size of the object. So it is a diminished image. Real, inverted and diminished image is formed. And what is the position of the image? That is between F and C on the same side. So these are the characteristics of the image formed by a concave mirror when the object is beyond the center of curvature. So we have seen these topics. So about concave mirror and convex mirror, some of the terms related with the spherical mirror and the rays which we use for constructing the ray diagram formed by these spherical mirrors. Next class also we will continue with the same topic.